Strategy versus effort, and why just showing up isn't enough in your auto repair business. I'm Dean from the Workshop Whisperer. This is the original Workshop Whisperer herself, Rachael Evans. Let's talk about the difference between strategy and effort. Rach.
Well, I think the main thing we want to point out here is that in any auto repair business, you're going to have a mixture of team members who have differing ideas about what makes for a big day, a solid day of effort. And your job as the business owner is to actually bring everyone onto the same page, including yourself, to understand that the effort required for a successful business isn't simply the effort required it takes to get yourself to work and be in the building for 8 hours a day. As the owner, you probably have had times in business, you might be in one right now, where you're busy being busy. That means that you're just moving from job to job or spot fire to spot fire, running around all day, but not necessarily being productive. I know that you will relate to that description in some way. As I said, it might be you right now. And as you can probably tell from that description, you're there, but you aren't necessarily achieving the outcome that you want to. And just yesterday, I was speaking with one of our $1 million mechanic boardroom clients who expressed that while they're there, they don't feel productive. So we had a look at what they were doing during the day and identified the bits that were causing this feeling of not being productive. And we put some plans in place to eliminate those. Your team members can be doing the same. They can be there for their allocated time, 8 or 10 hours, depending on how you've set up their work days. And just because they are there does not mean they are producing the result that you want. So you will have team members who also want you to believe that because they are trying hard, that justifies their employment and possibly a pay rise when they ask you for one. And it's just not the case if you want to be receiving the business result that you went into business for.
I feel like I said no world-class performer ever. They're going to look at the data, the metrics. They'll be measuring themselves against some benchmark, some performance standard. They'll be tracking their output across a day. And ultimately they understand that feelings aren't facts. So, what feels busy and what is productive can often be two separate things, right?
That's exactly right, which is why we need to understand that if you have the right strategy in place, a certain type of effort is what is required to produce the outcome that you want. And if it's the right strategy, you'll use the right effort. So from this point on, it can't be about, well, I've got 3 guys that just turn up every day and they get their paycheck regardless. Those 3 technicians have got to produce the outcome that you need each one of those technicians to produce. So this is where you go deep diving into not just your shop productivity and efficiency, but into individual shop productivity and efficiency. You do your bit as the owner to make sure that anything that bottlenecks your technician's ability to sell their time and to get agreement from your customers to do upsell work, you remove those obstacles as much as you can so that your technicians can do the job they need to do, which is sell time and sell parts at the proper GP. Of course, your service advisor comes into that as well. They're not simply there to be a receptionist and to have a nice yarn with the customers. They're there to produce a result. And we've spoken many times about the 3 service advisor KPIs that you need to be working with your service advisor on. If you need help with that, jump on our website at workshopwhisperer.com and grab our online program, Superstar Service Advisor. It'll set you and your service advisor up forever. But getting back to strategy versus effort, if we've got the right strategy in place and we've got everybody on the same page about what effort is actually required, so not just turning up, then we will produce the outcome that we wish for.
Because it's not just about working hard. We talk to auto repair business owners who are working hard every single day, but it's about working hard on the right things rather than just simply coming in and going flat out and wondering what you've actually produced at the end of the day. So solid strategy produces solid outcomes, and you got into this business to produce a solid outcome. We will see you on the next episode of Talk and Shop.